Hello, 8th graders. I would like to do a video lesson on lesson 90 in your math, multiplication of exponentials. And I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I think you're going to catch on to this fairly easily. I don't want to spend more time than I need to, because it takes so much time for the video to upload then. So basically what this is saying, again, this is when you have 3 to the 5th power, then this is your base, and obviously this is your exponent, and this would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay. If you would have 3 to the 5th power, and then you would multiply that times 3 to the 2nd power, then if you work it out, again, if you go like this and do everything like this, whatever that is times this would be the same as if I would go 3 to the 5th power. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 3 to the 7th power. So 3 to the 5th power times 3 to the 2nd power, I simply add my exponents. So let's try this. In 90A1, then I have 5 to the 2nd power, 5 to the 3rd power, times 5 to the 4th power. Now this is all in multiplication, okay? It's not addition. And so 5 to the 2nd power times 5 to the 3rd power, and so on. And so I can write that 5 to the, then I just add my exponents. 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 4 is 9. Same for 90A2. If I have 10 to the 15th power times 10 to the 17th power, would be the same as writing it 10 to the 32nd power. Now, this only works if the bases are the same. It does not work, and for example, in 90A3, if I go 2 times 2 times 2, which would be 2 to the 3rd power, and then I go times 5 times 5, which would be 5 to the 2nd power, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work to go, 2 times 5 to the 5th power or something like that. You can't do this. It only works if your bases are the same. And so now in the next section, it gets a little bit more exciting, because it looks like algebra, and I get a little excited when we talk about algebra. And so let's just look at some of these examples. Again, the bases have to be the same. So if I have x squared times x to the 3rd power, then that is x to the 5th power. However, I can't. If this would be a y, then I couldn't do anything more with that. It would be in its lowest. It would be as far as I could go. So let's look at 90B1. So I'm just going to write this out. So I have x squared. I'm sorry, x times x squared times y to the 17th times x to the 4th times y to the 6th. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with here. Now again, if you don't have an exponent, your understood exponent is 1. So it only works if your bases are the same. So what I would do is I would go in alphabetical order. So the x's come first, obviously, and so let's write x down here. So I have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. And that takes care of all those. And then I have a y, and then I have 17 plus 6, which is 23. And that's my answer. That's how I would write that. Let's try another one. A squared m to the 5th, a to the 4th, n to the 6th. Okay, now it's important to understand also that this exponent goes only with that letter. It does not affect any other letter. Like the 5 does not affect that M. And so my understood exponent for this letter is 1, 1, and then the rest of them have their own exponents. Okay, so starting with the letter A, since that's first in alphabetical order, right? So write down an A, and here we go. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. And then I write down an M, so 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 6 is 12. And so that's my answer. A to the 7th, M to the 12th would be my answer. And so that's how you do that. And so, again, if you look there in the box in the middle of the page, if M and N are real numbers and X is not equal to 0, this does not work if X is equal to 0, okay? But any other number it does. And so it only works for if your bases, you can only combine exponents, add exponents if your bases are the same. Okay, good luck on the lesson.